In this final video, I'm going to show you how you can make a chart using the percent by question, and then how you can add that chart to a Google Doc for some teacher reflection. So here I am in my lovely Google Sheet that is nicely color-coded. And what I'm going to do is, before I make my chart, I want to give my data some headers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the percent by question. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this a few rows down. So I'm going to right click and press cut, or I can use my keyboard shortcut of Control X. And then I'm going to give myself a couple rows. I'm just going to click directly below percent by question. And if I do right click paste or Control V, it will just move my data down. So you can see here everything kind of remained the same. Nothing changed there because Google just realized I'm just cutting and moving it. I don't want to change any formulas or anything like that. So now what I'm going to do is I want to add some headers that are over top of the percentages. So what I'm going to do very simply is I'm going to go up into where my header row is. I'm going to highlight the questions 1 through 10. I'm going to either right click and press copy or Control C. So they're highlighted, gives you that little dotted edge around it. I'm going to go ahead and right above my first question percent, I'm going to select that cell and then right click and hit paste or Control V. And now I have some headers that will go there. The reason why I'm doing this is it's going to make it really easy to see in your chart which question is which. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight all of this. So I'm going to highlight my headers and then the percent by question and my percents here. So I have an empty cell, which is totally okay to have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert. The reason why the chart is under insert is because I'm now going to insert it into the Google Sheet. It's pretty simple. So insert a chart. And then what it does is Google's trying to think, like, what kind of data do you want with this? And it gives me a pie chart to start, which isn't even close. So in chart type, I'm going to click that, and then I'm going to do a bar chart. So I'm going to do a column chart here. And you can see it's percent by question, and it says versus, which I don't know why that's there. So if I kind of double click inside of here, I can go ahead and delete that word out. So I just want percent by question. And you can see here, the percents are here. It says percent by question here, so I'm going to change that label just to percent. So all I did to change that is I just double clicked. And here I have my concepts listed so I can see which corresponding bar goes with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move that down. So I just kind of click, hold, and drag, and I'm moving it around. And if you want to keep this theme, this is great. You can also play with some of the colors inside of here if you want to. If you want to leave it just like this, totally cool. You can make it bigger if you want, so you can always just click, hold, and drag if you want to see things differently. So you can see here it went from like a diagonal label to one that kind of just looks right directly underneath of it, which is fine. And now what I want to do, now that I have my chart, it's a simple part. Now what I want to do is I want to copy this data to a Google Doc to do some reflection. The reason why it's good to copy this data over to a Google Doc is, so say maybe you're doing a formal evaluation with an administrator and you want to tell the story of the data and also show it off in a way that's easy to look at. What I'm going to do is there are these 3 dots that are on my chart. So if I click those 3 dots, and then what I'm going to do is press copy chart. And now I'm going to open up my Google Doc. And so this is the Google Doc reflection that is inside of Google Classroom for you. And it says add your graph here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that text and delete it. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of right click in the space and press paste or press Control V. And then it's going to ask you this question. Would you like to link it to the spreadsheet, or would you paste it unlinked? So if you have data that's ongoing, linking it to the spreadsheet is really cool because then there's just an update button you press and then your chart will automatically be updated. Super cool. Or you can hit paste unlinked. So if things are done and you don't want to accidentally, like say you go into the spreadsheet and you accidentally delete things, you don't want your chart to change, you can hit paste unlinked. So either one will work for this. So I'm going to leave it linked to the spreadsheet. I'm going to live on the edge. So I hit paste. And now I have my chart inside of my Google Doc. And then for the final part of this, you're going to pretend like this is your data, and you're going to answer these questions. So it might be, who are the students who are struggling? You might have to go back to the spreadsheet to answer that. So we can see here we have some students who are struggling. I'll let you figure that out. Which concepts do those specific students need help with? So you're going to go back to the Google Sheet and explain that. For this yellow section about instruction, that's going to be a part that's linked up with this chart up here. What concepts do the students not understand as a whole class? So you can make some observations based on that. What are some ways I can teach it better? So just everything is hypothetical in this document, but you might say that, hey, I need to do a better job with some formative assessment, so that might help drive my instruction so they understand these concepts better. Maybe we work on vocabulary acquisition. You want to just make that up. And then some other thoughts, observations, or insights. So each one of these boxes, you're not writing out paragraphs. We're looking maybe 2 sentences, 3 sentences for each one of these in this reflection document. And once you're done with this reflection document, you're going to press the Turn In button in Google Classroom, and this assignment will be complete for you.